got the Wiggles on in the background. Let's turn that off.
We don't want to know about your favourite hobbies.
I am not watching this shit. Right.
The Wiggles.
Oh my god. Grandchildren and yelling, screaming, and toys and juice everywhere and tomato sauce everywhere.
It's like having children again, isn't it, Mark?
Yeah, but at least I can hand them back at the end of the day. I can turn around and go, do you know what? Fuck off. Well, without the swearing. Oh, right.
We reached a scary number earlier on in the group.
You had group what?
Our group. We got to a scary number in our group.
What group? Who group? What are you talking about?
Our group, the Dark Mirror Radio Show group. We had a scary number of followers.
Oh, 666.
Yeah, not anymore though.
No, it's gone past that.
Yeah.
It has Oh my god! You know Taylor. Flashback. Love you, Taylor. Right, I'm gonna. I am knackered. How is everybody?
Hi, Victoria.
Anyway? Right, let me just go log on to the Dark Mirror wall. Right, here we go.
Absolutely cream crackered.
Hey Victoria. Yeah, same here, mate. I've been running after grandkids.
But I've had to have my legal beagle head on and do some Inspector Clisel work.
And did it work?
It will be working, and I don't think the company that I will be retaliating against is going to enjoy what I'm going to do.
Jolly good, because they're little sycophants, and they're one of those little hitters. As soon as they get a little bit of power, they think they're God.
Josh has just messaged saying, "Are we still on for today?" Yeah. So basically, anybody that's out there, if you go into town, whether you drop a piece of litter on the floor, if you notice you dropped it on the floor, or a piece of litter, cigarette butt, or anything like that, stop and pick it up. Because under Section 87 of the Environmental Act 1990, revised in 2005, providing you do not leave the scene and you pick that litter up, you have not committed an offence.
Mm. But Wayne was wearing a gimp suit with a long dildo.
Yeah, I mean, I did drop the butt plug first.
Carry on.
Well, I'm busy sharing out. I'm doing the sharing.
Mark's turning his gadgets on. Look.
No, I haven't had the fish today and I completely forgot.
He's putting his S&M equipment away quick so no one sees it.
Okay. Put what away so no one sees it?
Your S&M equipment.
Shh. You told me I could borrow that for a while. Oh, hang on. You can see me now.
Good.
Oh, right. How the devil is everybody?
I'm fine. I'm knackered. I've had my grandson here, so...
No, I know that one.
Yeah, running around doing dinosaurs and biting.
No, I've just had 4 grandchildren here.
Yeah, the only thing I've got to spray on me is aftercare lotion.
I do like my smellies, but I've just realised I'm sweating like a paedophile on the playground, so I've just put some smellies on. Oh, and I'm even going to contain yourself, ladies. Oh!
Why put some smellies on when no one's going to smell you?
Because I can, and I don't like the smell of myself.
Weirdo.
So, well, duh. Why do you think we're all friends? Yeah.
But the thing is, though, you should be used to your own smell.
Mr. Wild Bill has said I can join you if you like.
Josh is coming on in 10 minutes or so, isn't he?
Do you want me to get Bill on as well?
Can do.
Your show. You're the boss.
Just as long as we don't go down the Masons route.
Yeah, no, right. Hang on. Let me just... Yep, you come up. We're not talking about Freemasons or any kind of masonry or any brickwork whatsoever.
We're going to talk about balls.
Balls!
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 Cat balls!
Yes.
Cat balls!
Those challenging little cat balls.
John's lost his. It's been done.
So have I. I've had the cat operation through. I've had my balls done as well.
Mark has ping pong balls instead.
Mate, I have fucking rugby balls. I'm telling you, I make a prize pig look small. Anyway,
I've just spotted haunted Greece. You're going to Greece soon, aren't you?
I am. I'm off to Corfu.
Should see if there's any investigations going on over there for you to.
I'm going to be
I'm being yelled at.
hopefully going to be doing a lone investigation in the, I'm going to put it, the new fort in Corfu town.
Don't get scared.
No, I've been there a few times. It's a very strange place, and on my, I think it might be on my YouTube channel. I'm sure it is on my YouTube channel that I did for Spooky Nori. There is a story on there called The Fort, which is based on Corfu Town's fort.
Yeah.
Which was a bit of a bizarre one because it involved sort of pixies and weird stuff. So it was a bit of a strange one.
And there's Mr. Bill and his myriad of masks.
Hi, Bill.
Hello, Bill.
Talkative as ever, is he?
He's looking good. He's looking good there.
He's looking deceptive. He's up to something. What is
I
it?
think
You know, Viv, you go to hell for lying. You know that, don't you?
No, but you do, because I see you've lost even more weight since I last spoke to you.
I must have a damn good camera.
Do you know?
You have. We
I
can
think
see everything.
Yeah.
if you put a leather jacket on him and give him a baseball bat with barbed wire around
Oh my
it,
god! Yeah, you can
doesn't
see
he
it.
look
And
a
all.
bit like Negan?
You can see it and all.
Yeah,
Like
the
Regan's dad.
baseball bat for nails in the end.
Well, believe it or not, that I don't watch The Walking Dead, but that is my favorite character.
Yeah. I
You know.
think you're looking a bit like Negan there. Got the Negan look going
Usually
on.
I get Robert De Niro.
I actually thought that earlier on when you came on and you were doing, it's the eyes when you do the eye thing. Yeah. It's like today I looked in. I had this Hawaiian shirt on because I quite like my Hawaiian shirts, and I had a baseball cap on. And I was just leaving Rachel's, and I looked in my car window and I went, "Fucking hell! Does this look too much like Tom Selleck?" And I took the baseball cap off and chucked it in the car. You dirty bitch! You've just farted.
I must admit, though, Bill, I think you might need to get a cleaner in because you've got some really weird red-looking goo coming down the walls behind you.
I'm trying to add more. Thank you.
Blood splatter everywhere.
Yeah.
Up to you, Josh. You can join us for a bit if you want. If you've got an early soccer game, don't bother. But if you want to join us, you're more than welcome to. We're live now. You can jump
The
on for a
ladies-
little bit.
Josh, the ladies are waiting for you.
I am not going to tell him that because of his missus.
Yeah, but he's just famous everywhere now. I've made him famous.
Yeah, fuck that. What about us?
No, so they can look so long as they don't touch.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not worried about the ladies, but I'm worried about the show. We need to be famous as well.
I don't know. According to Jacqueline Dixon, I already am, thanks to Most Haunted.
Fuck Most Haunted. We wanted that mirror show to be the most popular.
Yeah.
Right. I got something for you. That woman on the plane. Discuss.
Oh,
What woman
Slap
on
her.
the plane?
Excuse me a second.
I must have missed something. What woman on the plane?
Woman freaking out on the plane, swearing blind that she'd seen.
No.
Saying that she'd seen basically
shapeshifter.
with
It's
his
a
eyes.
shapeshifter. Yeah.
But did you notice there is not one camera on him showing him doing that with his eyes? They will talk about it afterwards. Well, where's the film footage? There
The
isn't
one
any.
with the guy in the green hoodie was footage from another plane flight that was taken 2 years previously.
Yeah. And then there was another video that came out, I think it was about 2 or 3 days after, and this bloke claimed to be the guy that she was sitting next to. But there has been a lot of comments said, no, you're not the guy because that's not the hoodie he was wearing. And he was just basically saying, oh, he was this and he was that. She was drunk and all of this.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at the video, she was very irate about the situation. And I mean, most people, you wouldn't get that worked over nothing, would you?
No, you wouldn't.
No. Well, I don't know. If depends on whether the delays, whether she was seated next to someone she didn't want to speak to. Again, you have to beg her the question, I'm sorry to bring it up, but was she racist?
Well,
there's a lot of things that...
I was going to say, according to other passengers there, because I filtered out the ones who were talking out their asses and weren't passengers, the real passengers that were there said that the stewardess and the staff were trying to say that she was drunk or high, and everybody else was saying she wasn't drunk, she didn't smell of alcohol, and she wasn't high. She was genuinely scared of something, but the staff were trying to make it out so that they could blow it off and say, no, she was drunk, you know?
I would have kicked her off the plane. Just get her off, like.
You know what?
She wasn't drunk or high.
But she was creating a disturbance, wasn't she? And that's not fair for the other passengers.
But did she see something? That's what the whole thing is.
I don't think so.
I mean, did she see Dan with no pants on? Did she see young Billy Idol down there without his top off on?
Can I say one thing about the situation?
Do so.
Kill them all and let God sort them out.
Hey!
What was it Kenny Everett used to say? Round them up, put them in a field, and bomb the bastards!
Send some American cluster bombs over.
What cluster bombs? No, you can't be talking about that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah,
I don't think the USA signed the treaty, did they?
Well, Biden was over here being very pally with the king.
And Mr. President was.
The king and Biden are idiots.
I know. Did you see him shake his hand? And he grabbed the king's hand, shook his hand, but with the other hand, he grabbed his elbow. Yeah. And Andy was saying that's a sign of I'm more powerful than you. The people that do that is like showing authority. It's like, piss off.
He ain't no more. He ain't powerful over nobody.
No.
Biden, anyways.
Old people's home for him.
Oh, mate, I'm sorry, but his carers follow him around, and then when he goes on camera, they must be going, oh.
What's he gonna say next?
Like his son, the shit I've been seeing about his son and hearing about his son, like the July the 4th thing, where he was there going, and he was sweating like he was on speed or coke or something.
He just pissed off because he left his coke in the library at the White House.
What do you make about his thing, the things that have been coming out about the trafficking?
I mean, the whole Washington, D.C. thing is a crock of shit. There again, kill them all and let God sort them out.
They're politicians, so I totally agree. All of the politicians can let them crack on with it.
We need to start over here. We need to start making, I mean, if the president can have a term, so should the others.
Yes. Yeah.
This being voted in for life is a crock of you know what.
Yeah.
Hell, I got up there and they only let me stay 1 year.
Yeah. Last decent person in politics over here was Guy Fawkes.
It was fun living in that bathroom. It was fun living in that bathroom for a year, though. It was fairly big and nice and everything. They just got pissed off when I brought a hot plate in. That's when they got upset. They expect me to eat in their dadgum kitchen and pay their price. They're crazy. I ain't paying that price. No, I'm gonna cook my own ramen noodles. Yeah.
I'll tell you another thing I have been noticing on the conspiracy front that's been coming up is, there's supposed to be. Okay. Do you guys want to come say goodnight?
No.
To my friends? No, it's okay. They're not. No.
Is that live?
No.
They can stick their head in. Yes.
They can say good night.
Come here. There you go. You say good night. See, that covers it.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Good night.
Love you.
All right.
Mel, are you going to say good night? You say bye bye.
I thought that was nice.
Sorry. Can you?
Good night. Bye bye.
Sorry, I've just bathed them and I need to get nappy and everything.
Right. Say good night. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Yes. Bye bye.
Get a nappy.
I'm gonna run. I'll run.
A diaper. Oh.
No, sweetheart.
No, it's a nappy.
No, it's a diaper.
He's grumpy Robert De Niro. Ignore him. Right.
Oh, fair enough. There. Okay. Right. Let's go.
Good night, darling. Love you.
It is a diaper.
Baby, see you later, alligator. Yeah. Love you.
Just like a biscuit is bread, not no cracker.
Biscuit
Cracker. Bread. Is bread.
Yeah, because you guys call gravy, call sauce gravy, don't you? Like you have biscuits and gravy, and it's nice.
Gravy's something else completely different.
Over here, gravy is just a meat sauce that you put on top of stuff.
Oh no, we got sauces and then we got gravies. I mean, au jus sauce is more like that's a sauce. Au jus is a sauce.
But over there, they have jambalaya. That's all I know. And
jambalaya
is
nice.
We also got gumbo. We also got gumbo too.
Gumbo's lovely. The crawfish one. I've had crawfish.
I mean, anything's got mud bugs in it's got to be good.
Yeah.
See, we call them mud bugs.
When I come over there, that's what I'm eating, living off.
Mud bugs.
So, mental note: when you come back over here, we don't go around yours for a bit because you're going to be farting like mad.
Farting, burping, shitting.
Well, in that case, Miss Viv, since you've had crayfish when you came over here, let me ask you one question.
No, I haven't been there yet.
Oh, you haven't had them yet?
No, not from there.
Well, remember, when you get crayfish over here, remember to do one thing, the most important thing of all.
Suck it.
Suck heads.
That's it. You got to suck it, yeah.
You got to suck the head.
Look at Wayne's face.
That's the best part of the crawfish.
You got to suck it hard.
Yeah. You got to suck it real hard. And
I wouldn't even order it, let alone eat it.
Best stuff out of it by doing that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dark Mirror Show, over 21's edition.
We're talking
in
about
association with Love Honey.
Talking about sucking the crayfish head. I don't know what you.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
I know where his mind is. It's big gutter. Mm-hmm.
Of course. Hello, it's me.
I was talking about crayfish.
You cray.
Crayfish, crawfish, mud bugs, mud puppies. We got many names for them.
I'm still disturbed by last Tuesday's chat.
Last Tuesday? What happened last Tuesday?
We were talking about ghosts, boyfriends,
let's discuss that on here. We need to discuss that on here. Yes. People that say that they are engaged to or married to or having relations with ghosts or some sort of entities.
Oh. They're crazy.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, Richard Hassler, we're talking about crayfish heads.
Yes, crawfish
heads. I'm sorry, but if you're going to go around saying that you're humping a ghost, you're fucking nuts.
When you take the tail off of them, when you twist the tail off of them, you take it and you suck out the inside of what's inside the crayfish body. That is the best part of the crayfish, is that part.
Yeah, really and you can't do a little. You got to have a proper.
You got to go for it.
Yeah.
You got to go for it.
So that's why we talk about sucking hard. It's nothing to do about ghost girlfriends, boyfriends, and giving them BJs. It's nothing to do with that.
I mean, they just the closest I can get to that would be a succubus. That would be as close as
succubus.
Well, the odd part about this is since you're talking about sucking head, we've lost the 3 viewers we had.
And I don't mean succubus, I mean succubus.
Succubus the demon.
Yeah.
The ones that vicars and priests and training priests.
Not the women's mammaries, no.
Succubus.
Do what?
Succubus. The ones that trainee priests and everything when they were knocking one off and they were all like, "Oh no, oh Jesus, I shouldn't have had that. I shouldn't have had a total bank. Oh no, I'm having those thoughts again. Oh Father, forgive me because I have sinned. Oh no, I had a succubus on me. It was a succubus. It made me do it. Oh Jesus, it made me do it. Oh, it tickled my butthole. Everything. It made me do it. I reckon that's.
So if you have more than one succubus, are they called succubi?
That's called
there's a male and a female.
So
that's called a not care orgy.
They're buses.
Succubuses.
That's a female.
Succubusses.
Now you're talking about buses?
No, if you have more than one succubus, if you're visited by more than one, is it succubi?
Succubi.
Well, if you've got one of each sex, then it would be succubi, wouldn't it?
It'd be an orgy.
They could be a bi. They could be tri. We don't know.
Succubi orgy.
They could be like me and be tri.
It would be a gangbangus.
So my question
if they were from Korea, would it be a gangbang style?
Could be a daisy chain. We don't know.
If demons can do that, why aren't they just all converging on one person of a mass orgy? Why don't they do that? If you were a demon, you'd call all of them and just all take your turn.
And do they do it to each
They don't
other?
like to share.
But would they not do it to each other as well?
No, it ain't. It ain't as fun.
But why not?
I've sat down and had this discussion with them in a little round robin. You know, I was doing my psychology bit on them and just trying to figure them out. But they just don't like doing each other. I don't know what it is.
Richard says he's in.
They
But
like
you know
messing
what,
with humans
Richard?
better.
I'm holding you to that promise, Richard. When I get over there next year, we're going for a ride out.
When
I'm
are
going
you
for a ride with
over?
Richard.
I'm having to make these plans, and I keep putting them off and putting
Yeah,
them
put them
off.
off for now. I'll let you know because
I gotta know.
when I come and see you, Mr. Enigma over there, I'm spending some time. Not just a
I
couple
know
of
it's
weeks.
gonna
I'm
be about a
spending
month.
time.
You got to spend you and Dad gonna have to spend about a month, and that's on the quick. That's the quick trip. That's just doing the quickie. Is going to be a month.
I want you to baseball caps or fridge magnets from where you go, please.
I mean, I want to really try to make it out to one place in California, if possible, on the road trip to the hotel where the girl was found in the watering tower.
Yes.
The water tower.
That Chinese girl or whatever she was.
The Cecil
Hotel, yes.
The Cecil Hotel.
Yeah. Richard's taking me out for a ride.
I would like to stop by H.H. Holmes's hotel also.
We're gonna be going bounty hunting.
Why are you looking for coconut chocolate bars?
What? Coconut?
She's going
Bounty hunting!
She's going out with dog.
Dog.
Oh, nice.
I've just stuffed some melons in my bra and so my boobs come out before my boobs get out the car before I do.
Supposedly meeting Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, that's Richard.
You can. No, that's not the true dog. Okay, I thought you meant you were actually going.
No.
Okay, because I was going to say that would be one trip. I'll go do something else while you're doing that.
Do you know what? We spoke about this.
Let's properly talk about
women can do a thing right down there. They can do a thing which is a bit like doing your pelvic floor. Like if I do that, you know what I'm talking about.
Kegel.
So some women can do that involuntary, don't realise that that's going on. And they can make themselves...
What is this?
You know, they contract. The muscles go like this.
Organism.
Yeah.
Kegel.
And they give themselves an organism by doing that.
Organism? Wait. I mean, even Bruce could be that far off.
Orgasm.
And because they might be embarrassed by it. Because they might be embarrassed by it.
Turns my hair white, for God's sake.
She gives herself an organism. It's going to become aliens.
Yeah.
It's going to be a chest burster.
Well, to be honest, I have known some women in the past that have got face huggers. Moving on.
I've got one over here. I've got a face hugger right over here.
That's not a nice thing to call your wife.
No, that's the boss. I'm the boss anytime she lets me.
I can see Gremlin.
Oh, there's Michael Myers there.
What are you looking at? Oh, you're looking at all my stuff in the background with the light on.
Yeah.
Hang on, you've got Spike there as well.
I like the baby eater myself. Right there. The baby eater right there.
Oh, yeah. What's that from?
It's not. It's just the special effects that friend of mine made up for a movie.
You would have squashed that spider on that wall.
Why?
Because they bite.
I did that. I do the one that's above my head right here, which is alive.
Yeah, they bite.
My pet tarantula right up here, Morticia. Yeah, she's been with me now for 4 years now.
Oh,
she'd be around for probably about another 9 years, more than likely. Not to be confused with Spot, my bearded dragon right over here.
Spot.
Oh, you see Spot right there. There's Spot right there. There's Spot. Yeah, Spot.
That was the name of the cat in Hong Kong Phooey.
No, that was the name of the name of the pet that lived under the stairs of the Munsters.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Spot the dragon. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Ghost.
Spot the dragon. That was their pet.
Yeah.
And the stairs would raise up, and Spot would be there. You'd
That's
see
right.
his eyes, and he'd breathe fire.
Yeah.
That was Spot. That's where his name came from. Morticia's came from Morticia Adams. From
Ghost
Adams
came from
family.
Game of Thrones.
But there again, huh?
Ghost came from Game of Thrones.
I've never seen Game of Thrones. Never seen
John
the first.
John came from Game of Thrones. That's Jon
Never-
Snow.
Never seen Game of Thrones. Never have. Never seen the first episode. Uh-oh.
It's Mr.
here.
Josh. Hello, Mr. Josh.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Better
I'm
now.
fine. How are you?
Great.
Hong
Do you know
Kong
what? I
Film
can hear
Cat
two
was
noises.
also called Spot.
Boom, and it's Viv's nipples.
Hey,
It's
by
terrible.
the way, tell him what we're not talking about because he's the one that brings it up.
Yeah, we're not talking about we're not talking
Bricklayers.
about Masons or anything tonight.
We're not talking about bricklayers tonight.
No.
Oh, that's fine.
What I would like us to talk about is these people that say that they are humping ghosts, or having relationships with ghosts, or marrying ghosts, or just getting their end away with ghosts.
See, I don't mess with the ghost. I just deal with the succubus. I like the
He's not a
demons.
succubus. Oh my God, you've named him Josh Momoa. Oh, for fuck's sake. Love child of
What?
Jason.
How do you-
God's sake.
That's brilliant.
How
Just
are
think
you,
of all the money you could earn.
To dream the
I should be
impossible.
your agent. Seriously, I should be your agent. I can get you loads of work. No
Hey,
problem.
book me some more. Go for it.
I'm gonna give
Anyway.
I'm going to give that poor boy an ego.
You could be Aquaman, the younger
Dig,
years.
yeah,
I don't want to be Aquaman.
Well, you could be Aqua Boy instead.
It's
Yeah,
worse.
Yeah, but they need to do more films now because they've got rid of Amber, so they need to start somewhere else now. So you could be.
He could always be the aqua bearded lady.
I'd rather work for Marvel anyways than DC.
You could be. What about You could be Jason Momoa's mother in Aquaman, and she has the beard. That's where it comes from. It doesn't come from the. Jason says, "Yo, hello, mother," and you'd be there that way.
I personally think they should just stop making superhero films.
What I'd rather do is be Batman.
Because it's like Spider-Man, and you got
You are Negan right now.
No,
You got
I'm Enigma.
You got Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse, and now I watched the new Transformers film over the weekend.
Oh man,
Yeah.
they just milking these movies too.
I
much.
can't believe I'm not going to ruin it for anybody, but the ending. That's the end for Transformers for me now. If they make another Transformers film, I won't be watching it because they've just ruined it now.
As long as I can watch them for free, I'll watch them.
Right.
You
I'm
know,
looking forward to the
as
new
long
Indiana
as I
Jones.
As long as I keep getting them for free, I'll watch them. I just might not watch them a second time after watching them the first time.
I funny enough can get them for free. So yeah. Yes.
Should be Josh's manager.
I get all my movies for free. I can even,
We can change that.
I even watch movies a month before they come out in the United States.
As soon as because they normally come out first in Asia somewhere. As soon as they come out in Asia, you can get them.
Japan and China, right? I watch them from China or Japan and just cut out the subtitles. That way I don't have to worry about the Japanese or Chinese subtitles. I just hear it in English.
Yeah.
And it's like watching, and I see it on high definition too. I mean, it's not camera version, it's HD. And I can see it. Well, let's be reasonable. I can see them 2 weeks before they come out in the United States. Yeah.
You normally can over here, but it all depends what it is and which country.
Y'all get them 10 years after we get them, so it don't matter.
Right.
I mean,
So,
y'all still watching the Lone Ranger series, and we've been off that now for centuries.
Do you watch anything about chupacabras in HD?
Do you know what would
What
be
are they?
good? What would be good? Chupacabras in HD.
Just go on and watch documentaries about it. That's it. About chupacabras. I mean, why do you want to watch a documentary about a mangy dog for?
Yeah, but is it?
Yes, it's a mangy dog.
It's a cross between a grey wolf and a jackal, was it? Or coyote?
Like dingo.
Yeah.
What if it's just the thylacine?
What, in Texas?
It's a mangy dog.
Yeah.
A thylacine?
There's that whole theory going around that two escaped and somewhere around Mexico and bred, and that's what we got.
Well, the thylacine, you know, when the footage of the last one, it wasn't actually the last one because the Australian and New Zealand governments at that time in the 20s and before took two, like the Ark, they got two of each of the native species because you can only get them in that in that environment.
Ecosystem.
Yeah,
you can only get them in the Antipodean ecosystem, and they literally took two of each and put them on a little island that's off Australia, and it's between Australia and New Zealand, and it's you can research.
It's called
thylacines there. They put thylacines there and other things, and they think that the doorbell footage that we're getting of thylacines now are these ones from the islands they've bred, and they've either been brought across or they've come across, but you are seeing thylacines now.
That little island, by the way, between New Zealand and Australia is called Tasmania.
No, it wasn't Tasmania. They put them in. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, no, it wasn't Tasmania.
I mean, that guy who's serious, he'll tell you. Young Einstein, yeah.
I love that film.
Oh, it's a fantastic movie. Great movie. I mean, how else can one learn how to split a beer atom without watching Yahoo Serious and Young Einstein? You've got to watch that, to learn how to split a beer atom,
But it's also like the first ever Crocodile Dundee. That was my late father's favourite film, and I love the Crocodile Dundee films.
Crocodile Dundee was pretty good, yeah.
Do you think
when he's at the party and he's smoking his roll up, and she goes, "Oh, that's good shit. What is it?" And he goes, "He says buffalo or something." She goes, "Yeah, good shit." And he's there going.
Do you think not the greatest film ever made could be Back to the Future?
That movie sucked.
Not really.
Back to the Future was a joke.
Great Scott!
But it had everything in it. Fights.
It did?
Laughter,
what did it have in it that was any good?
Everything.
Except for the Reverend from.
There's a good 80s movie. That's it.
Indiana Jones.
Good movie. That last one's real good too.
I've not watched that one yet. I've not seen it.
I've already seen it. Let me give you a spoiler about it.
Oh,
it has Indiana Jones in it.
Dan, I've missed you.
I was down here.
I will say I was disappointed with the latest Indiana Jones.
It was
the story itself was good, but how they put the story together, I disagreed with because of the very beginning. You could tell it was CGI. Stood out like a sore thumb.
90% of your movies now have CGI.
Yeah.
Get over
this
it, Wayne.
This one, all you had to do was look at Indy's eyes, and you could tell straight away that they do CGI. It was just too obvious.
I overlook that stuff now. I do.
Kisses for Dan.
But it is a good film. It is very good.
Get better soon.
Get better soon, mate.
I ain't giving Dan no kisses. I'm sorry. Ain't no way. Dan is not my type.
He was hammering the other day. He was banging something in the garage, and he missed his hand and hit his genitals with the hammer. So it's been bandaged up and everything. And he's been in a bit of pain, bless him, but it's okay now. So the bandages are coming off soon. So
next time, Dan, use a magnifying glass so you can see it.
Pretty close.
Anyway. I have no comments on. I'm in full screen, so I don't know whether anybody's answering to that or what.
Same.
I'm in full screen. I'm not even using the comments. So if anything's directed in my way, somebody throw it at me because I don't see it.
No, he's not said anything yet. I'm just waiting for Dan to come back in and go, bastards.
That wasn't Dan. That was Jamie.
Jamie?
He says it was Jamie, not sick note.
No, Dan, take away the pain but leave the swelling. I told the doctor.
That sounds like Dr. Frankenfurter. Remove the cause,
Okay.
not the symptom.
Yes, but not the
The
symptoms.
symptom.
Anyway, yes, back to what we were originally talking about.
Yeah,
'cause
ghost
I
and sex, sexy ghost. Yes,
sexy
Let's talk
ghosts,
about it.
people that say they're shagging ghosts.
That's when
What do
you
we all
see a
make of
ghost.
it? Because
You
personally, I think
see a ghost. That's when you tell it to go screw itself. Yeah, that's sex ghost.
I really, really, really just no.
I mean,
And I'm sorry. I mean, I know some people in the chat room. You've interviewed some people who claim to have sex with ghosts and stuff like that.
no
but
problem. I hope they enjoyed it.
Well, if you could pick between a ghost and an alien, let's say Grey, which one would you rather have sex with?
Well, greys haven't got any genitals, so
No, but they've got long fingers.
Yeah, I also
I'm a
got
bloke.
bloke.
No good for me.
But the thing is, surely
No harm done.
if ghosts can walk
One way,
through
lady.
walls, would the person feel the penetration?
If they were Scottish,
No.
would they be called Ben Doon
I
and
don't
Phil
know.
McCarthy?
You need to ask one of those that's actually had sex with one and find out did they.
There's a South American security guard who claims he's had sex with the Nordic ones, isn't it? And he claims it's happened several times whilst he was on duty. But his colleagues have all said he's a massive stoner and smokes a lot of weed.
Yeah.
Doing
That's
that.
what a lot of it, I think a lot of it is down to that. Our cultures change what we're doing with recreational
More
drugs.
than anybody else I know of. I mean, I've never have I had sex with a ghost, no matter how good that stuff was.
No. And when you're off your tits on weed, you don't.
I mean, I've had some killer
it ain't
shit.
happening. You just giggle too much.
I've had some killer shit, and it just no. Now it would come closer if I'd been doing maybe a nice tab of acid. I could understand it more, and maybe.
We all have misspent use, ladies and gentlemen. We're not talking about
And then-
now, but in our
No.
past, yes, I confess I used to smoke a fair bit and do some things. And I can honestly say that on some things, you don't want to do anything because it's either going to last forever or you just giggle too much and it doesn't happen.
I have never touched a single drug in my life. Multiple, yes, but never a single.
Right. Josh has some stashed in his beard because he's a father and he gets to the point he's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's too much.
Actually, that's when we're having sex with a ghost. That's a flavor saver.
A flavour saver.
Play.
Oh, flavor saver.
What's a flavour saver?
Right here. Flavor saver.
Email. Come on.
That's just nasty.
You know, save a horse, ride a cowboy. Yeah.
That's almost as bad as crayfish.
What do you expect for a pound lobster?
That could some yes, and those you don't know. No.
I see the show's already going downhill. Yeah.
Somewhere.
Whoa.
All right, which do you think is
Mark,
more
you're the one
credible?
that brought in sex. No, you know, you're the one that
Well,
brought that in.
we're trying to have a serious discussion about it.
I am having a serious one.
Which do you think is more credible? People who say they've had sex with aliens or people who say they've had sex with ghosts?
People have had sex with aliens.
The Bigfoot people. Them are the ones.
Yeah, tell us
Yeah,
about
but
it,
you've
Bill.
got to like a hairy woman or a hairy bloke to do that. You've got to like the daddy
What
factor.
about
Yeah.
sex with- What about sex with Bigfoot? How do you think, Bill? Yes or no?
Sex
Well,
with
listen,
Bigfoot.
I-
I remember you had that whole skit in the 80s about it.
Now, I'm not
The
talking
Goody
about
Goo Goos.
Bill, I am not talking about you wanting to. I just said, what do you think? Have humans had sex with Bigfoot?
No, because I've seen Animal Farm and I've seen the horses donger, right? And if going by the size of a horse, can you imagine the size of Bigfoot's when
I
it
don't
gets
know.
It'd be like a human.
No.
It wouldn't be like a horse. It'd be
Okay,
like humans.
Here's an easy one, Bill. All you got to do is ask one of your past queens about that. She was killed while having a horse lowered down on top of her.
Exactly,
Oh,
yeah.
I
So,
remember, yeah.
so can you imagine Bigfoot trying
Bigfoot's,
to do it
Bigfoot's got the same as a human. It's only a
You
little
wouldn't have to lower him down on
No,
top
no.
of you. Wouldn't have to lower him down on top of you like a horse.
with
would.
massive hairy
No,
balls.
that-
It must be
that-
related to me. Anyway.
Well, no,
You'd have a
because I
sudden
reckon-
surge of people going to the ER.
But yeah, because you know that these films you can see called King Dong, they were all modelled on Bigfoot.
You could just see the reports being written up, like in wherever wherever the Bigfoots are at the moment, and just see the reports being written up. Yet another gaping arsehole with ginger hairs around it. What the fuck's going on here?
Yeah. Cause for visit: anal trauma.
You wrecked them?
Yeah, definitely wrecked them.
No, I
It did wreck it.
Wreck it round.
I think they would kidnap the object of their desires. I believe in that.
Well, there's been quite a few credible cases of them taking humans.
There's been
Roughly
a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of people go missing and never found around in areas like that. So maybe they are kidnapping them.
Hmm.
You know, maybe they are kidnapping them and taking them and raising them as their own.
Are you packing your stuff?
You know.
Right. Yeah. But yeah,
maybe they're making their own. You know, maybe they're making their own little harem. Who knows? You know,
can you imagine that? You know, I'm sorry, but can you imagine a load of people who've been kidnapped, all sat in this fucking cave, and they're all hairy and dirty and smelly, and they're all going, and a pair of balls slowly walks in towards them like that, blocking out the light. They just slap.
You've been teabagged. Anyways.
Can you imagine playing hopscotch with a Bigfoot? You'd just be the whole room. You just say, as you've been hopscotching it.
Well, I wouldn't do that because me and Bigfoot will sit down and we will be quite
Talk about it first.
Quintessential English person, and we'll do tea first. Do tea.
You're gonna have tea with Bigfoot.
Do tea with tea leaves, not tea bags.
Over here in the United States, the only way he's gonna do tea is iced tea.
No, he's gonna have proper tea with me.
Did he say iced tea or ass tea?
No, man, we don't do proper tea. We have coffee.
Nah, you gotta have a cup of tea, mate.
We drink coffee.
You're both wrong. He wants beef jerky. Haven't you seen the commercial?
I do like beef jerky.
He wants beef jerky.
Jack's Link. It's got.
Yeah, Jack Link.
No, he's going to get tea. He's going to get tea and a scone. Not a scone, but a scone.
He wants tea and biscuits, not no scone.
Tea and scones. Scone with clotted cream and jam.
But perhaps if he wants to have a bit with you, you'll get your own version of clotted cream with him anyway.
Yeah, scone.
Put that on a scone with some jam.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently the king has given Biden his mother's recipe for scones.
No,
apparently.
Because Biden cooks anything himself.
Biden will forget about it when we get over here. It don't matter.
Sorry, but
that explains a lot.
I mean, he safely gave it out to someone who will never get rid of it because he won't remember it.
Yeah. Do you know, you could really have fun with Biden. You could tell he took an acid tab and like, he did all these weird things and he'd be like, what?
Acid and what? He ain't got to do acid. All he's got to do is just normal and he forgets shit.
Did you see that when he stood on the black cat? He went, oh, it's okay, it's only a black one.
You know, nothing surprises me with Pedo Joe. It don't. You know, God bless his pointy little head. Somebody needs to.
So I want to talk about a chupacabra again because I know.
The mangy dog.
Yeah.
The
I don't
mangy
think
dog.
it is.
There's two types, isn't there? There's two types of chupacabras. There's a lizard type one. In all seriousness, when I say goat sucker, I said goat sucker, not fucker. So there's two types. You've got the one that's a cross between the grey wolf and it was either the grey wolf and American timber wolf, or it was Mexican grey and a coyote. And you've got the South American one, which is the lizard one, but they're not sure if it's actually a lizard put one, or under the crust of the earth lizard one, or aliens lizard one. So
I'd like a pet one.
Now we've gone to the lizard people.
Yeah.
The biologists and wildlife management officials actually stated, and they've actually done tests on the antlers, that the ones in northern Mexico and southern United States have been verified as canids afflicted by mange.
Yeah, see, that's what I said.
Did you see the one that was the woman collected and put in a freezer because it had been hit by a car or something? The sheriff got it, yeah. And there was a sheriff's footage as well from the dash cam, and it had a really long nose. And when it was tested, it was a Mexican grey and a coyote.
Amazing.
I did see some footage where a trucker had hit one. It hit one and it got caught in the wheels and they were taking it out and you actually saw the whole thing. It was just, I was just like, I want one. I want a live one. Keep it in my house.
Thing is, though, why is it that the first known case of a chupacabra attack wasn't until 1995?
Which happened at the same time as that.
I give up, Wayne. Why?
Well, exactly. Why haven't there been reports before 1995?
Maybe they were too scared to.
I thought there always was in Mexican law.
Like that many people haven't come out about having sex with ghosts either until about that time. You know why?
I mean, they're claiming now that chupacabras are just an urban legend, and an urban legend can be created pretty quickly.
Since the telephone has come out with all of its miraculous stuff and computers and stuff, you now hear about stuff that you didn't hear about before. Yeah. Because believe me, little Juan and Jesus did not have these things when they first ran into their chupacabras back in the 80s and was chased by it and got hit by Julio on his wagon with his mules, bringing back the coffee beans from Colombia. So, you know, hey,
what the hell?
They didn't have that technology to put it out.
Make us strong like bull. Very good.
Oh man, I take goat weed.
Horny goat weed. Horny goat weed. That's what it's called. Horny goat weed.
Horny goat weed.
But apparently, there has been 5 years ago in India, in Manipur, there was a case of suspected chupacabras in Manipur.
Yeah, mangy dogs.
So it would appear that it's not just North and South America; it's sort of cross-continent as well.
Dogs all over the world.
Yeah, but they don't drink blood.
It's only the South Americans that do that, isn't it?
Drink blood before that eat raw meat. Yes, I have.
Could they be rabid dogs?
They could be not rabid, but they could actually be wild dogs. A pack of wild dogs, and they got mange. And yes, they do kill animals. They do drink the blood. They do eat the raw meat. Yes.
Yeah, they eat the raw meat. I mean, a lot of these cases with these goats and these livestock is that the blood is drained.
Yeah. Right. 2 holes in the neck. I'd call Dracula on that one.
The chupacabra has been sighted as far north as Maine and as far south as Chile. And yeah, 1995 was the first officially reported one. There was nothing before then. If I remember rightly, there was a South American UFO case down where near, I can't see it here, but where the first chupacabra sighting was reported, and it was meant to be the lizard type alien with the red eyes and the big fangs. And that was when the chupacabra cases came out. I've seen
that one. They walk on 2 legs.
That's right.
That one I've seen, right. But you got to also remember, too, you're talking about the holes in the neck where blood's drained. You got to remember with canines, they have these teeth called canines.
Yeah.
They are 2 teeth on the upper that are longer than all the rest of the thing. They bite something. Yes, they could leave 2 holes in the neck.
Could it have been El Dracula? Like, one batty.
Bruja.
It's like the vampire bats, where they have finally found out that vampire bats are not as bad as what they always made them out to be.
Close the door.
You know?
Please, thank you.
See, Dan is a zoo man. And Dan says in the chat, I've never seen one that wasn't a mange-ridden hybrid.
Yeah, that's what I said. Hybrid.
A mangy dog. Agrees with me. Y'all never going to get me away from a mangy dog theory. Never.
Your posts are here, mate. I
believe in Bigfoot. I believe in Sasquatch, but chupacabra, no.
I believe in Bigfoot and Sasquatch because it's feasible. Chupacabra only came up after 1995 and after that particular sighting, the alien sighting. So I don't believe that the Latin America chupacabra is real. I reckon that the Texas one is, but it's a hybrid.
Hogwash.
Well, can I just quickly say, Eric's in the chat, and I want to say thank God you and Rita are okay, and I hope everything gets sorted for you real soon.
Yeah, bless him. He burnt his weed stash down by accident in his garage, didn't he?
What happened?
Yeah.
He burnt his weed stash down in the garage. He caught fire.
Eric
Garage caught fire.
down. Oh my God! I'm sorry, Eric.
He was so lucky that the house didn't blow
yeah,
up.
he was, because it
Eric,
melted
if
the
you
front of
need
the car, didn't it? His garage
Yeah.
went up for some reason.
If you burn your weed stash down, if you need a care package, let me know.
If
Or
you need
was
a
he-
package, cat
Or was
balls.
he
Send
testing
him
his
cat
gun
balls.
pods?
No, he
Yeah.
burned his
Oh,
weed stash
oh.
down. I was going to send him back so someone to take care of his weed stash. The hell with his cat balls. If he wants cat balls, he can go out there and get a cat and get them his own self. I don't deal with cats.
Can I?
Plus,
That's
they're
one thing
small.
I'd like to
They're
talk-
too small to deal with, anyways. I have to, they're a pain. They're real small and stuff. And just they ain't worth nothing. They're not good to eat. They're not good. Cat balls.
Unless you're a ghost.
Teriyaki cat pies.
Cats in general are not worth nothing. They have no.
I have 3
protein.
cats and I love them
John,
to bits.
have
I
you
love
read-
her too, and I love her to bits as well, even if
Well,
she's
to
under
me,
the table.
the only cat I like is a cell cat. Do you know what a cell cat is?
Sail cat.
SAIL cat. Cell cat. You know what a
Is
cell
that the
cat
ones they
is?
had on Viking ships?
Okay,
Catamarans.
a cell cat is a cat on a hot summer day with the sun out. Gets run over multiple times out on the road.
Oh, Jesus.
Dries up, and you pick them up and you sling them like a frisbee. That's a cell cat. They go
Oh,
sailing
no.
away.
That's roadkill, isn't it?
No, roadkill is big enough for you to cook it and eat it. That was a cell cat. You can't eat it. It's done been run over so many. It's flat. It's a big cardboard.
Can I changing the subject very quickly? And one thing I'd like to
Ghosts
talk
having sex.
I was going to say we've got a food-related show tonight.
we're not going to talk about ghosts having sex for a little bit, but cat balls and other tools that people use in paranormal investigations. I think personally, anybody who wants to use any tool in paranormal investigations, each to their own. If it works for you, use it. But
Have fun with
what
it.
do you guys?
Absolutely.
What do you think works, and what do you think doesn't work? But I do think that on investigations, if something works, let it work. Just
Well-
because somebody else's things don't work for you, don't poo-poo it and poo-poo the
Am
idea.
Am I out for the real stuff, or am I out to have fun? Which one is it? If
I
out
think
to have
proper
fun, I'll use-
proper investigations, not public.
First
but
off,
proper.
well, I'm going to excuse me. I'm going with fun first.
Right.
Excuse me. With fun, I'll use anything. Anything goes, including an SLS camera, your ghost box, your spirit box, your ovulus, your vaginas, whatever. I don't care.
Ghost sex.
The flap slap. Oh, there's something
That's
there.
it. That's it. There's a ghost
Oh.
near the flap slap. Anyways, but nah, for fun, anything goes. Anything goes. That got Mark or something. I don't know.
No, the dog's lying under the table directly, and she keeps farting, and it's disgusting.
Get a cork and plug it up.
No, because it's across the fucking room.
That's
She'll blow
fine.
up.
At least it'll be over there then.
He'll have wallpaper like yours if he did that.
Wallpaper like
She'll
hers.
blow up.
I think
That's
if you're doing
not
public,
wallpaper. That is a curtain. That is
Oh,
a
is it?
drape. Yes. That's a drape. That behind that is a window looking outside.
Oh,
Oh.
that's interesting. I want one.
so
Get one here.
what do you use, Josh?
But you didn't let me. Hold on, Josh, real quick.
All right.
You gotta
Sorry, I
wait.
thought you finished.
Now, fun. That was for fun until I was interrupted by Mark and his sour face. Now,
It was looking at your beautiful radiance that did it, mate. Carry on.
I'll go with that one. That's a I'll go with that. Anyway, but for truthfulness, one I can trust the most would have to be one, my EVP recorder. One. Two, if it's not windy, my dowsing rods.
A lot of people like them, yeah.
Three, if used correctly, depending on the situation, the talking board.
Right.
Ouija board, talking board, whichever one you want to call it. But then other than that would be maybe like for something close, REM pods. I still believe in the REM pods. I do.
Yeah, yeah.
If done correctly, they are good. But those would be probably the main ones that I know are more truthful.
Yeah.
And with less glitches, because otherwise you've got like the ghost boxes and stuff. They have got a library in there of words. Other ones use radio frequency, which gets broken pieces of radio shows.
Yeah.
That can do anything. Pareidolia, that'll pick out words and make sentences out of them. But just those things that I mentioned at the end, though, those would be the ones I would trust as a non-fail type thing. But all the other ones, I do with just a lot, not just a little, I was going to say just a little bit, but a lot of skepticism. Because a lot of those I'll debunk real quick.
Josh can talk without asking me first.
SLS camera. SLS is the easiest one to debunk.
We just want to look at him though, because look at him. He's gorgeous, isn't he? Like,
I
want to hire him.
I work hard on looking gorgeous.
Josh, what do you like using?
One, nobody said. I always like working with mediums, like actual, I've seen Jules used a lot. We actually had a trick that we used in IPI with pennies, where we'd leave a bunch of pennies out and put a camera by it and see if they moved. We always got good hits on that. Cameras, Ouija board occasionally. I mean, we used to use it way back in the day. I honestly haven't been ghost hunting in ages.
What about? What do you think? Is it like? Because I mean, me personally, when you're on public ones, I only like to use limited gadgets because trying to explain lots of stuff in a very short space of time, no. And also things get taken at public events anyway. My own personal things, I like using the K2 because I've seen it used intelligently at proper things, and it's been very good to use to get intelligent answers. And the digital recorder. And to be fair, Wayne and I have got the same app that we use on our phone, and it's only one app. I've tried others, don't like them, they're shit. But the one that Wayne and I use has worked, and we've tried it together in conjunction with each other, and it doesn't come out with the same stuff as you would have thought. It comes out with all different stuff. So, but those are the ones. What about who's next? Viv.
Again, I wouldn't take much on a public because I go out with Dan quite a bit, and it's like no. It's all right for a bit of fun. Yeah, it's all right for a bit of fun, and some of my equipment is worth so much money now, and I couldn't replace it.
It's like 30 quid on the cheap side.
Well, I've got some pieces that are £500, £600, £700. It's just not worth. It's just not worth taking it. So, and they don't prove anything anyway. But on a serious investigation, because I am a spiritualist medium, I would use my senses, and listening to what the place or what my guides are telling me is important. They've also given me the tools to get photographs like you would not believe, full-bodied apparitions, voice recorders. I used to love my voice recorder, but now, since doing a thing with Brian J. Kano and working with Dan, I'm now questioning a voice recorder. Is that my own thought transference? Is that what I want to hear? Because that has been proved that it does pick it up. So
we have another guest as well.
So whether that is now what I call credible evidence using a voice recorder, I don't know. I don't know. But like my camcorder, myself, a torch. I mean, it gets me how, the most basic of needs, like a torch. Dan's guilty of it. He'll forget one, so I carry two now. One for me, one for Dan.
Do you remember? And you take your concrete penis with you.
My concrete. Oh, my willy. Oh,
willy.
Yeah. I mustn't forget this.
Your willy.
My willy comes everywhere. But
I love it.
Are you going to bring the willy to USA?
She's going to take Willy to the USA.
You're going to bring Willy on the
trousers, mate.
It's quite heavy though, so I have to go.
We should make a little ornament out of them. Put them right up on the dash while we're going down the road. That way he can see everything that's going on. Put them on the dash.
Providing she can get it through customs.
Oh, he'll make it through customs, believe me. I'll give him
well, if it was a female customs officer, she'd want that for herself.
You've got to promise me you've got to tie it to your inside leg up near your so when you get frisked down, they go, what the Wayne, what do you like to take and why? We're talking about equipment. For those of you who don't know, this is Lois. She is joining us. She's a spiritualist medium, ghost hunter, whatever the fuck. Everything like us. She's joining us.
Hey, Lois, how are you today?
We're talking about what equipment to use on the
destination. Hey, Lois.
Hey, how you doing?
If I'm going on a public event, then I will take all sorts of equipment. But that's not for me. Does that include
the Ann Summer stuff?
No. No, I keep things like the butt plugs and the whips and chains at home.
I'll bring them back to you next time I see you, all right?
But the problem is when you do public events, a lot of people that join you on public events, they're sort of influenced by the TV shows. So when the TV shows start using cat balls and parabolics, or parabolics as I like to call them, the parabolic speakers and all the other apps and things like that on their phones. A lot of guests, when they go out on a public event, they expect those gadgets to be there as well. So I just turn around and say, look, those things are there available for you if you want to use them. Me personally, when I'm sort of when we're filming for TVP, if we're filming for Truth Beyond Paranormal, or we're just going out investigating for our own personal use, then I would rather just have a video camera to obviously record everything that goes on, and maybe my dowsing rods. And that's me fine.
I agree with you, Wayne, on that. I mean, like when I go, so I've got my little bag of goodies that I carry with me, which has got SLS camera and everything else in there. And I want to jump back, Bill, real quick. Pictures, I go with it, but I use a lot. I've got digital stuff, videos and cameras, but I also have the old school tape versions also, and film versions that they pick up stuff that the digitals won't pick up. But anyway, Wayne, I carry all that stuff for people that, like you said, watch my brother Zach. You know, how you doing, woman? My best friend Zach. You know who I'm talking about.
I'm moving.
Yeah. Zach, and, yes, your best friend Zach. Yes, we love Zach.
He's just gorgeous, is Zach.
We all love Zach. But I carry stuff out for the people, you know, that are curious and stuff. And if that kind of helps them believe more toward it, if it'll help them, I'll let them use it. You know, I don't mind. And I mean, I'll even do that. Well, I say K3 meter, K2 meter. My K2 meter actually has a temperature thing on it that will get ambient temperature instead of like a lot of people you see them use those laser temperature things.
Yeah.
What that does, that gives the temperature of what it is.
That spot, yeah.
That spot, it don't tell you what the air is, but my K3
you need
meter,
a laser guide to find that spot.
But my K3 meter though is a K2 meter with an ambient temperature on it also. And I'll go through first off, you know, do the normal K2, make sure there's no pulses, no nothing before the thing gets started. But then when somebody says, "Oh man, it's getting cold right here where I'm standing," I can actually sit there and take the meter, push the button, reach over there, and it will show if it's actually dropping and stuff. Yeah. Now I like it. I don't care for the K2 meter because a telephone can make them go, you know, and you know, K2, we all know about K2 meters. So
Eric mentions the tri-field meter as well. So
tri-field,
one of them, and I've never rated it.
Tri-field, K3, tri-field, that's what I mean.
The tri-field measures natural EMF as well as man-made EMF. So that's what makes them a little bit stand out, different.
Yeah.
I suppose if it's EMF, it'd be unbelievable.
The thing was with K2 meters, though, a couple of years ago, I had someone say to me, "Is it worth getting
the lucid dreamer?
Meter?
Who is the lucid dreamer?"
And I said, well, if you're buying a K2 meter, you're going to pay between £30 and £40 for just one. I said, I can guarantee that I can get a K2 meter similar that will show a lot more information, a lot more detail, and for a third of the price. And I did straight onto Amazon, and I managed to find an electrician's EMF meter for £11.
Well, mine does the normal EMF K2 meter, but like I said, then it has the addition of having ambient temperature on it, which other K2s
Can
don't
you get
have.
a stone penis with an EMF meter in it as well? So the lights go all the way up to the tip. So it starts at the
That would be cool.
That
would be cool. That would be cool.
They do something similar, and it's called the K2 lantern. And I think Ghost Stop are now stocking them, so you can buy something similar. So
it's
like
got to be worth it. It's got to be.
Well,
worth it.
what would even be a better one is have it kind of like a REM pod where it goes up. The closer it gets, the higher it goes up. Like
and when it reaches the top, it explodes.
When it's reaching the top, you know it's about to sit on it. Back to the ghost sex. I'm trying to bring it back around to the ghost sex.
All right, Lois.
Hey, before we jump into that, I'm going to actually head out, guys. Like I said, I have to take my kid to his game. So it's been awesome seeing everybody.
See you
next week. Bye.
Gosh, take it easy.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Yeah,
Really
what you were talking about on last Monday's show, Tuesday show, Lois. You lot were talking about humping ghosts. So we're trying to get that back in today. And what do we think about people who say that they are humping ghosts?
Okay, everybody who in here who is a ghost humper, raise their hand.
Who's not a ghost humper?
No. Who is? Who is?
Who is a ghost humper?
Who is?
No.
Listen, it takes all to make the world go round. If they're having good sex, then
it's safe. It's safe. It's safe.
Right. Do you know what? I personally think these people that have said they've had sex with a ghost is they've just been pleasing themselves.
Right. So why doesn't these ghosts that have sex with people, why are they not having same sex like lesbians or gay men doing it? Gay ghosts doing it.
I think I have.
You might even have some transgender. You might even have some transgender ones out there that don't know what the hell they do. They might be a ghost unicorn. We don't know. And then we get back to the horse.
Oh my God.
Viv brought that one up. No, Viv.
Do you reckon this is where the term phantom pregnancy comes from?
Yep. It could be. It definitely could be. Well, look at how many people can actually suffer for that. Well, many women.
Well, because sometimes a phantom pregnancy can happen just because you want it to happen that much that your body automatically fools itself into thinking it's pregnant. So,
phantom orgasm.
I mean, look at the Mother Mary. That was a phantom pregnancy. Joseph never touched her.
Yeah.
It had to be a ghost.
Listen, a technical ghost can be whatever you want it to be, my love.
Here's my ghost.
Look at my one, it's dead. So it's a ghost.
You wore your ghost.
The ghost is under the table.
It's because of the amount of ectoplasm. You go, and it just goes, and then you go,
what happened? Thank you for warning me about that one. I thought I was almost there the other night.
Mine's like a party stream. It just
I'm glad the power went off before it happened. Well, the power went off and I had to reboot the computer.
I'm going to have a look at my new Ouija board. I'm going to let you carry on for a minute.
I think we need
let me see.
I think we need that ticker line coming up along the bottom of the screen saying sometimes can be X-rated.
I shall do that.
I love it.
That's a neat.
Apparently, you can use it as a.
That's a neat little planchette. And you can either hang it up or use it, one of the two.
You're a bit late for that. You're 10 minutes in.
Or is that a stringy fidgety stick?
It was after Watershed.
Oh,
But
There's me trying to look down the front so I could see her. Oh yeah,
a circular one.
Oh, I love it.
It's a circular one.
I like that.
So
Where's goodbye at? Where's goodbye?
There isn't.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yes, there is. Hang on. Hello, goodbye.
There better be.
Yeah, there is.
Be.
Yeah, there is.
You better find it.
But
If it's got a goodbye on
this one,
you don't use it if it doesn't have a goodbye on it.
You use a marker pen. That'd soon fix that.
we
Get a
can,
magic marker and put it on there if you want to use
Get
it.
a Sharpie and write it on there.
but we can blindfold people, and it's not your traditional Ouija board. So
let's stop this now.
Yes,
We were talking about sex with ghosts, not normal.
You know,
sex.
that right there would be
Blindfolding
maybe
people.
a
We
good
know what you're
one.
like.
blindfolding ghosts.
Still.
Yeah, yeah.
Blindfolding
Yeah.
people. Oh, can you feel it? It's the ghost. Oh.
I got something for you to feel bad. Anyway,
That's why I wish Dan was here. The one that keeps grabbing his arse.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
All I heard was Hootsman is juice loose about this hoose. What was that?
I got you. Who's too? Mm-hmm. This.
Yes.
That would be a good one to use a pendulum on also.
Yeah, that planchette acts as a pendulum as well.
Is that the reason why the string's on there?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What you do there is you get you a hanger like I do, because I don't never hold any of my pendulums. I don't do it. Because
I've got
that way
I
somebody
generally, as a rule, hold my pendulums sometimes. Normally when I come out the bath and I'm running too fast with no clothes on because I don't want to knock the cats out.
God.
balls
Oh
ain't
my
that- my balls aren't
God.
that long to be called a pendulum.
I'm just going to let that mental image stick in your heads for a little bit.
No, it doesn't start too far.
No, that's gone.
Yep.
Anyways, but yeah, okay, I see that now. That's the reason why the string's on there now. But anyway, I've got a holder I use. I don't hold any pendulums or anything, because that way people can't go, well, you're moving it. I mean, I'm trying to come up with a way to make a holder for my dowsing rods. That way nobody can say I'm moving them.
Well, aye, that's a good way to get it. There.
Well, I think what I'm going to do is take like two little stands to put them in, metal. That way I can
That's
hold
like
them and then put
bar
them.
billiards. Do you remember that?
No,
Bar
it's-
billiards or
it's-
basketballs?
You put
Pocket billiards.
sand in the bottom, so it's
Yeah,
got a
that's-
pendulum that's
Right.
Oh, wow, I like that.
But see, I've got something that's like that, but it's taller. It don't let the pendulum hit anything.
Now, Bill, you're saying about the dowsing rod stand. I actually, about 10, 15 years ago, I did something similar. So what I did was I drilled 2 holes into a block of wood and then just placed the dowsing rods into those holes. And just
I'm going a little bit different than that, so that way I can actually transfer my energy to it without actually being able to tilt them.
yeah.
I'm talking of maybe like picture a stainless steel flower vase that will only hold 1 rose, just the stick of 1 rose. That small. 2 of them, maybe 6 inches tall, maybe. You know.
What about the ball bearing thing?
Then
that
I
you
can
put
take
them in?
those. That way, I can take them and put them on a table flat. Got a base flat. Then put the dowsing rods inside them. That way, then I can hold the 2 stands, 1 in each hand, and keep it on the table. That way, I can't tilt them.
Yeah, but that's why I said when I did mine, it was just a block of wood. I drilled 2 holes in. I put the dowsing rods into those holes and left it on the table and just stood back from it.
See, I don't want to see. I want to transfer my energy, because dowsing rods, a correct dowsing rod, they're only good for 1 person, and that's who they belong to. Like somebody else can pick up my dowsing rods and try to use them, and they will not work at all.
Yeah.
But I pick them up; they work 100%.
Yeah, myself and Ellen,
dowsing
use
rods are a personal thing,
As well, if you
like a pendulum is also to me.
I can only use one dowsing
what
rod.
about throwing the dowsing rods away and actually making your own Y? You know, the Y rod out of
I've got
willow
one.
or hazel.
Make an act.
I've got a
Make an act
dowsing
and hold
stick.
it works a lot better.
I have a dowsing stick, a dowsing rod. I have
Yeah.
one. That's for finding water. I've got that.
You could use that for all sorts of things.
I know, but basically the best thing for it to be used for is for finding minerals and water,
Could you use it to find out?
because it points down to to his hanging finger.
I think in a way, technically, all of these gadgets that we're using are just trigger objects. So if you wanted to, you could use a frying pan.
I have, and she hit me with it and it hurt.
Because that's all they are, really, is just trigger objects.
Yeah.
You
I'm very
use that to communicate.
Hey, it works because I'm very triggered to that object now. When she picks it up, I run. It makes an excellent trigger item.
And I mean, that's why we say about things like these cat balls. I mean, everybody automatically thinks of these perfect spherical cat balls.
They're normally hairy.
And that's what they're saying is you should be using them and things like that. But
why?
I've got cat balls that are little spiky rubber ones, and they don't just roll off. They sit still.
I like the new dog balls.
His cat's been to lovehoney.com.
I'm serious. They're bigger than a cat ball. You can replace the batteries in them, and they do basically the same thing. No, these are bigger even. These are even bigger.
Like mine.
These are bigger. I mean, you can actually ask the ghost to play with it and move it around. You know, they're cool. They're cool. They're dog balls. You get them out like it.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you think the flashy lights though are mainly for those investigators that don't want to leave a camera there? So they put a cat ball there. The lights flash. They can clearly see it in the dark.
Yeah, same as a rim
job. Job
done.
done. So if people want to do that, then I think that they should be able to.
I mean, those threshold lights now, where you can put it going down the hallway and you can see it go which way they're going. You know, LED lights. Yeah. If the person likes it and it does them good, and they believe, more power to them.
It's like
because me being a skeptical believer, it gives me more stuff to debunk and try to get into my scientific mode in my head.
Yeah.
And as well, if people want to investigate with cat balls in a graveyard, why not? Because that's where everyone started. I don't care who you are. You started. One of your first investigations somewhere would have been in a graveyard.
Yep.
So I'm sorry, these do-gooders are saying you shouldn't use this and you shouldn't go there and you shouldn't. Do you know what?
Well, the only thing I have to say about the graveyard deal, and this is just in my beliefs, and people out there, if I don't mean stepping on your toes, if I do, forgive yourself. But anyways, ghosts, graveyards, the energy from those bodies has already left the body. So there's not as much energy around the graveyard as what people would believe there is.
But you also get a residual of people coming to visit.
I was going to say that. You can still get some energies from it, but it's not like every grave is going to have a ghost to it. People think that because you go to a graveyard, that's actually the best place in the world to go find an energy, a spirit. It's not. It's really not. It's not the best.
She does look good, doesn't she, Cliff? She does look quite sexy there, actually. You know. Lois.
What?
Oh.
Talk about your hair.
That's because I've washed my hair tonight. That's what it is. It's because I've washed my hair. That's what it is.
Is that a wash? Especially for Mark.
Lois has got such
I'm looking at cat balls and dog balls.
Lois has such beautiful black hair. I really love it.
Ginger.
But I think it's very wrong for other groups or individuals to turn around and say, don't use cat balls or don't do this. At the end of the day, each individual person likes to use various different things. And if they want to, then they've got every right to.
Have at it.
You know, no one's got the right to dictate to anybody else what equipment they can or cannot use.
No, I completely agree.
I totally agree with you.
Trying to get stuff that works for you. And, you know, if it works for you, hey, use it. If it doesn't work for you, don't use it. But as I say, when you're young and you're just starting off in the paranormal field, it can be extremely challenging trying to find all the equipment that you need to use at a bargain price. You can afford it.
Trying to afford it. My God.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at some of these prices now that when I started out, you could get it for nothing. Now, all of a sudden, a REM pod that I could get for $25 is now costing $250.
Oh, yeah. You know where I got my temperature sensors from? The laser ones. Wish.
The what?
And I think I paid £7. And I got the laser temperature sensors off Wish.
Wish,
Shein, and Temu. You can get stuff on there really cheap.
Timu's the best one now because it
I need to take that out.
But Wish.
You know, there's a piece of equipment that a lot of even the more experienced investigator seem to overlook, and shops use it. No, you'll be amazed by this. It's called a people counter, and you can buy digital versions of it. So if you're in a room, and let's say there's us in the room, and it's counted us, and then all of a sudden it's got the number of people is going up. I know that's a visual for other. I know that people are walking in. Yeah, but that's something like, and you can buy that so cheaply. The digital versions are not that expensive, but it's something that they try and look for all this. What other paranormal investigators are using.
This is what I mean.
The latest gadget, like they forget the bells on a string.
The thing is, they don't realize that it's the stuff on TV. 90% of that stuff is given to those people to use because one, it's getting their name out there.
Yeah.
And then people go look for it and they get it. But but real quick about I want to jump in. What Wayne was talking about using stuff. What are you mumbling about, Mark?
I've got the best motion sensor ball for you here.
All right, but Wayne,
in the night garden.
Gotta be British.
What, in the night garden? It's a toddler's TV program.
That character was scary. I mean, the Teletubbies are one thing, but that was something else.
Looks like my daughter when she was younger. My eldest one.
Me, myself, and I like Tinky Winky myself.
Yes.
But who doesn't like a good Tinky Winky?
I always wonder what's in the handbag, though. What's in Tinky Winky's handbag?
A brick.
I've got visuals where it could be, but I wouldn't tell this, Joe.
A brick of good smoke.
Yeah, that's like Tinky Winky and act like Rotta tits all the time.
A brick of good smoke. But anyway, as Wayne was saying earlier though, about using whatever, I'll put it like this. After all the money I've spent on my stuff and all that kind of stuff, I'd be damned if anybody's going to tell me what I can and cannot use.
Exactly.
I'll drag out the damn toilet seat if I want to and sit on it while I'm doing it.
Exactly.
And
if it works for the individual, use it.
But what do I personally use? This is what I personally use, But
I
can't do that. Are you taking a piss out of me now? Like, I can do a very gay one.
That's one of Freddie's toys. Costs next to nothing. What's wrong with setting that down flat on a table and then asking Spirit to knock it over or something like that and walk out?
If there's children around, also too, if there's children around too, it could also be a trigger object.
Yeah. Well, one thing I have noticed that
I don't know now. From back in that time, though, I'm not quite sure because you got to remember, according to the Christian belief, dinosaurs never existed. So they wouldn't have toy dinosaurs like that back then.
Do you know who gets on my nipples? The creationists.
Because
creationists piss me off.
But dinosaurs never existed. They were placed there. The bones were placed there by God in order to test our faith.
Yeah.
Please let me go put on my collar. I have so much to say about that. Let me go put on my dog collar. I have got so much to say about that.
Negan, just put your leather jacket on.
I've got one.
Can we go put mine on? I've got my biker leathers out there.
I've got a Harley jacket. The actual.
I've got a Triumph one.
No, I know what you got. You got the European motorcycle jacket. I've got the bad boy Harley jacket.
No, it's not a bad boy. Unless you change all the parts of Screaming Eagle, the thing shakes itself to bits within 5 minutes. Yeah.
Well, see, mine's not Harley. Actually, I don't have the Screaming Eagle on it. Mine is buffalo leather. It's made out of buffalo. Ooh, but it's that style. But it's that style jacket though. It's the old.
Yeah.
It's the old motorcycle gang, Hell's Angel type jacket.
Yeah, I've got 2 of the Marlon Brando style ones.
Yeah,
and I've got a Triumph one.
That's what we call. That's what we call the Euro. That's what we call the Euro motorcycle jacket.
Yeah,
European motorcycle jacket. Yeah, but anyway.
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We're just talking about
what the hell happened? How did we get on that damn motorcycle jacket?
Fucked him. Ah, your character in The Walking Dead, because he wears.
Negan.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I've noticed over the last couple of years that a lot of public investigation teams don't do things like the old piece of paper and a coin or a cross.
Yeah.
Hardly anybody's doing that anymore, and that used
the
to be one of the most
gadgets.
popular
They
trigger
want the
objects to use.
They want all the flashy gadgets. They want the bells.
Yeah.
I mean, what about a ping pong ball?
Yeah.
Putting a ping pong ball on the table.
One of these, doesn't he?
Move this ping pong ball.
He was one of these.
Look at that sexy devil in his jacket.
See, that's what I would call a biker jacket. Okay, yeah, that's a biker jacket.
That looks pretty cool. But the problem.
Hey, how many pockets are on the left-hand side? Hey, whoa! Come back, Mark.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, you do have the little one.
Yeah. The coin one right there.
Oh, a cigarette.
Yeah.
It's your cigarette pocket.
Yeah.
That's where you keep your pack of fags at.
Irene, I know how you feel.
Yes, the problem is though, right? People go and buy these flashy gear things, and they never last long. Like they're broken within a month. Like seriously, like.
Years.
Oh, sorry, honey.
Mine
all my
isn't.
jackets have had years. Were you talking about?
No, I was talking
plastic
about like the flashy gear. Like I know somebody that went away and get like a infrared camera made, and paid a shitload of money for it, and it ended up breaking within 3 weeks. And it's why no go and buy just a normal camcorder thing that costs you God knows.
Man, I got one that was cheap as dirt, and it's been going now for 7 years.
I've got a full spectrum Canon.
Matter of fact, I had it worked on. And changed to a full spectrum. Had the filters taken out of it, and made it into a full spectrum.
Yeah,
I bought a full spectrum camera years and years and years ago, about 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Still working perfectly fine.
It's
very grainy. It's very grainy, but it's perfect.
Well, I've got this one. I've had it now for about 3-4 years. It's a HD. This is an HD digital, little bitty small one with a screen and all that. But I set it up. Had it changed to a. It was already infrared, but I said screw that. I wanted all the spectrum, so I opened it, got it fixed, sent it off, and had a friend of mine work on it, and he sent it back.
My Ovilus, I paid the shipping charge, and I paid something like $250 for it. And now people are spending stupid amounts of money for it.
There's this one guy now that's on Facebook now. He keeps doing fantastic covers and stuff. He 3D printing them and stuff. I know y'all know who he is. I just can't remember his name right now. But he is like crazy with his prices. I do use my 35 millimeter camera. I do. I also use my 8 video camera also.
Polaroid cameras, they're coming back into fashion as now. People are using those.
Like the old-fashioned ones, though. Like, like the old quick shot.
And the voice recorders with the tape cassettes. They've got the magnetic tapes in there. Yeah, they're all coming back.
I mean, see, that's the reason why I like my 35 millimeter camera, my 8 millimeter, my Super 8 millimeter camcorder, my EVP recorder tape model, the old Panasonic, the little bitty small Panasonic one.
Dog whistles as well. They don't get used anymore.
They say that those. I've heard pros and cons on those, but it's not worth. As cheap as they are, it's worth having. Even if they don't work, it's worth having.
Ringing a bell?
That one I've heard or have.
Yeah, ringing the bells before you start.
No, that's not ringing a bell.
Right? Ringing the bell.
I mean, the thing is, regards to the bell.
That's Mark using. That's Mark using his shake weights.
We had a couple of rabbits, and they had a bell on a chain in their.
Where did you put the batteries?
And
rabbit up his butt.
No, not a rampant rabbit.
At the bottom.
And they used to have this bell hanging from their hutch. Now that only cost about £1.50.
Yeah.
And yet, all you got to do when you go out on an investigation is hang it from somewhere and ask Spirit to ring that bell at any point.
One of those little stands, like I was talking about, putting the pendulum on or something. Just take one of those and hang it from it.
I have got night vision. I got night vision goggles.
Ring the bell.
Oh yeah, I remember them.
Yeah, really good ones.
What was that, Mark? I'm sorry.
Irene, just take care and look after yourself, Irene. Just stay safe, please.
See you later, Irene.
Thinking about
Bye,
you,
Irene.
And whatever's going on in your life, stay safe.
No, she's just had an earthquake.
Yeah, you got an earthquake.
Irene, just stay safe, and we're thinking about your sister.
I got told off for laughing once. So I was over in Corfu, and there was an earthquake over in Albania, and we had the aftershocks in Corfu, and I'm sitting in my sister's boyfriend's bar, and all of a sudden all the bottles on the shelf started shaking like that, and everybody started panicking and going out in the street, and I just sat there laughing.
And his balls rose to the top of
and I got told off by the barman for laughing, and I turned around and said, look, when them bottles start falling off the shelf, that's when I will get outside. But while they're just gently wobbling from side to side,
what are you talking about now?
Then it's fine.
They're fine. If they start swinging, that's a different story.
Yeah, as soon as they started falling off the shelf, I would have got out of the place.
Yeah, but someone who's in fear, I can speak for me personally. When I get scared, I laugh.
Yeah.
So if it's something go at you for laughing,
I don't. I laugh when I think it's funny as hell.
I mean, I knew. And obviously,
which is all the time.
Looking at it from a scientific perspective, I knew full well that there was only aftershocks because they'd been happening for about a week after the main earthquake in Albania. My sister had already warned me that they'd been getting aftershocks. And I'm just sitting there watching the bottles moving on the shelf, and I'm just like,
going to remove the filter.
There's nothing serious happening. So
where I live at, we're on a fault line where I'm at. And we get little small tremors. But see, ours is on a big granite slab, because if you go to your computer and you look up a thing called Stone, Stone Mountain. It's in Atlanta, Georgia. You're going to see this big mountain. All it is one big, huge piece of granite rock.
Wow.
And I can go just a few miles from my house, and their yard is nothing but a big granite slab. They can't even grow grass on it. But we get little tremors, and like when he said, man, if it just shakes, vibrates a little, consider yourself a free massage chair. Things start
free vibrator.
Right, and sit on the arm. Just sit on the arm of the couch or chair or something, and let it do its thing. But anyway, but if things start flying around, falling over, and stuff like that,
that's serious.
Then I kind of take it a little bit more serious at that point.
Yeah,
but Japan get quite a lot of earthquakes and things going on over there. I mean, I'll never forget when they had the earthquake and then the tsunami hit, didn't it? And they had it all. But that's
West
quite
Coast
scary.
West Coast gets more of that than the East Coast does. I'm on the East Coast. West Coast gets more like when Japan had the big earthquake and all that kind of stuff, and the tsunami came over and hit the U.S. That was California. That's a country of its own self. Matter of fact, California. That place,
it's okay.
We need to annex that and just say, do your own thing. Just do your own thing.
I'll tell you what I have got. I made my own ultraviolet and infrared lighting rig, and I got some ultraviolet and infrared lights off Wish, and I taped them together in a triangle, and I've put them on I've got a Sony night vision camera, and I put it on that, and I'll tell you what, I think I must have spent 12 quid making this lighting rig, and it's absolutely fucking brilliant. When you use it,
I've got UV. Brilliant. I got a UV LEDs on my gimbal for my camera too. I got that.
If you read what Barry,
my flashlights, my torches. I'm sorry, flashlights. The only ones I will use is green. I will not use a white light. I use green.
But if you read what Barry Fitzgerald studied, the use of infrared and UV over a period of time, and his conclusion was that UV actually repels spirit, where infrared sort of brings them more to the fore. You could see them better. But when you switch to UV light, that they would repel, that they didn't like it. That's
Well, see,
amazing.
the only UV lights I have is my torches. I have some big, well, like here's my favorite one right here. This is a UV.
Mm.
Let's see if it'll come on. Hold on, wait.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
but it's true UV.
Yeah.
Ultraviolet. I can turn this on in a room. The room will still stay black, but everything will glow.
That's right,
Yeah. You can
No,
see he's wearing false teeth.
I use a UV light in case
They had
you're
them in
doing
discos, didn't they? Nightclubs, and you go in, and all your shirts would go thumb, and your teeth in your
that
eyeballs
was black
go,
light. Yeah, they had fluorescent black lights up in the ceiling.
Black light,
Yeah,
that's it,
UV
yeah.
lights, black lights. What we used to call black lights, UV lights. But I use these UV torches for, like, say for instance, you're on an investigation and you're having a blackout, no lights on. You got your full, your full spectrum camera going, all that, but you don't want any lights on. You can turn the light on. That will give just enough to see, but it won't interfere with a lot of your electrical stuff.
But you know the black lights.
Hang on, I'll show you what Eric said.
If you use the black light in a somebody's house and they're not cleaning it very well, the black light will show up urine stains and everything. It tells.
Yeah.
UV
brilliant.
light does that. Yeah, UV does a lot of stuff. Also shows scorpions, spiders, and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shine a UV light on a hotel mattress, and it's cum city. It's fucking.
It's another reason.
Yeah.
No.
It's another reason I have this light is because of that. I go in, first thing I do is turn the light, pull the drapes, turn the lights off, take this out, shine it. If I have stuff glowing at me, I tell them I want another room.
Good idea.
Either get me another room or get me some fresh.
Hello, and welcome to the show, Joe. You know,
Hi, Joe.
We've almost finished, and we're almost about
you.
to go off to do our own things. But you join
Hello,
us
Joe.
now.
You turn up when you want, Joe.
Irritating,
Don't worry about it.
Well, guys, I'm going to shoot off now because
Joe,
I'm
better
going to
late
go and
than
have
never.
something to eat and have my
right,
dinner.
Bye, Mama, Dad.
I will see you. Are you on tomorrow, Lo? I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, I said I would be on holiday this week, but it looks like a funny looking holiday when I've just done a live before and then I'm on this live. So, send me the link.
Damn, I forgot
Sit and
to turn
chill.
If anybody wants me this week, I can join you because I'm off this week because I've got to go to hospital on Friday. So
Okay,
if anybody wants me to come on, just give me a shout.
When Lois,
Right, well,
when Lois comes on,
you know what, Mama? No, but Mama, just send me the link.
Taser, I am blue. What?
I'll see you later.
Fuck
Love
you, pull back. Love you.
I'm
care,
blue. I know.
Love you. Bye, Mama.
See you
Bye,
later.
Lois. Bye. Well, Lois is staying. Viv is leaving. Bye, Viv.
Oh.
Bye, Viv.
What the hell did she do?
She moved.
Back.
Oh, I'll come back.
I love her so much.
Bye, Robin.
Bye.
Bye, John Boy. Bye, Mark. I'm going. Take me out.
Bye.
Take me out, Mark.
All right.
Bye, Satan.
Bye. In that case, I'll just let it be an old boys thing and I'll disappear.
Well, I'm going to disappear in a minute because I need a wee,
No.
and I have got to be up early to
Lois.
sort my grandchildren and my daughter out because she's got
I
pack all
beg
this
your
stuff
pardon.
I need to go back.
I beg your pardon, Lois. I am not a boy.
Well,
Last time I looked in the mirror, I was hung like a stud field mouse, so it's definitely not a boy.
I am anatomically correct to agree.
we'll just agree to disagree, Bill, as usual.
Dude,
Bye,
See you
lovely.
later, Lewis.
what did she just say?
Bye.
She
What
said,
did-
I will see you later, old bean. Have a good show.
That's not what she said.
No, it sounded like hit the hood, hit the hood, but I don't know.
What part of Scotland is she from?
Ash.
Northern Scotland?
Wherever
Yeah,
it
I
is.
reckon it is.
Because I heard it's worse the further you go north.
Yeah.
Is what I heard. The further you go north in Scotland, well, the way it's shaped, but
As you get nearer the Highlands, the accent.
that
becomes
is the
stronger as you
Highlands.
get-
Okay,
yeah.
it
As you
gets
get nearer
worse.
the Highlands,
But,
yeah.
I understand it get, especially if they've been drinking.
No, that's Glasgow. That's Glasgow. You don't speak to them in Glasgow because you don't know what the fuck they say.
I've been watching. I do it well. Robin Williams is real good about it. But anyway, we're back. We're still on the show, though. We're still on the show. So, ghosts having sex. I've got to leave off, Joe.
I have in a minute.
I've got to
I
go
would like
visit-
to say those
I've got to
that
go
say
visit
that
my
they're
ghost.
having sex with ghosts.
I got to go visit my ghost.
I think that people that say they're having sex with ghosts a few centuries ago, it was a good excuse not to get in trouble with the vicars and stuff. I get that.
Okay.
I think now it's possibly a mental health condition, and I also think now it's a good way of making money in the newspapers.
Well, I think back
Sorry,
then,
but
I think back then it was more the next door neighbor, and just so the wife wouldn't know it was a ghost. You know?
Good thinking. Yes.
But now these days, I think, be honest, I mean, I'll be truthful too.
Tell us.
Now these days and everything, I would have to say, I mean, I would like to check in and talk to them and everything, but I would probably be leading them more toward a mental specialist.
Unfortunately, what do you reckon, Wayne?
Sorry, miles away.
The ones who say that they bonk ghosts, I don't go with it at all.
No, I think they're.
Deluded.
I don't know. It detects a bit of narcissism.
It could
It's
be
all
a
about
dream.
me,
They could
trying
be
to get
doing it.
themselves known.
Well, they could be doing it in a dream and thinking it's real. That would be the closest way I would see it.
Yeah, I think there's quite possibly a psychological issue there.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I do too.
And I think what they've done is they've probably just sort of caught on with all this paranormal business, and they thought, oh, I've got to think of something that would create a new spin to the paranormal.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden it's, oh, well, I've married a ghost, and now I've divorced him, and I've had sex with this ghost, and blah, blah, blah. And it just seems like a bit of attention seeking, but there's an issue there psychologically. I'm sure of it.
Well, I know I had a chance with the ghost of Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, I had to turn it down though because I couldn't stop her from laughing after she saw what she was going to be working with. I guess the camera setup was not large enough for her. But anyways.
Lois is from Ayrshire.
It is Ayrshire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh? What?
Ayrshire. AYR. Ayrshire.
What is that?
Lois is from Ayrshire in Scotland.
Oh, Lord, see, I was lost all the way around from get-go. I was still back at the other. Okay, I got you now.
I'll tell you what, I've seen some of these ones on TV that I've seen them on like this morning. The one who said she was having sex with the ghost of a pirate and was going to marry him, and I'm sorry, but she said she was going to have kids with him, and it's like I'm sorry, but there's a mental health issue there, and if there's not, then you want to seriously have a word with yourself, because if you're going to go on national,
And if it's real, get proof. You know,
fucking kids with with a ghost. Yeah.
I'd like to see the proof.
I'd like to see the proof.
I'd like to see proof.
Uh,
I know a lot of people like to see
But
proof.
that's the problem.
On that note,
When you get all these
You're
people,
not.
when you get all these people say that they've had a relationship with a ghost or whatever, they've never provided any proof. They've just gone on TV shows and gone, oh, I've just married a ghost. Blah blah
Well,
blah.
it's just
Anybody
like
could do that.
it's like that friend of mine that keeps talking about all these demons and stuff. I really haven't seen no proof yet,
No.
even from him, except for that person saying that they get possessed seems like every time they step into a building, one attacks them. Demon magnet, you know. But anyways,
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, thank you for having me on. It's been fun, and
You are welcome anytime.
I'll find out one day why we wouldn't be able to talk about brick builders, brick makers.
Yeah.
But you know, that's fine. Because for some reason the subject was always brought up by, you know, and then because I had, like I said, Mark, I still have doubts. I do. Me and you discussed this, I believe. There's just some things that just ain't quite right, or don't feel quite right, or else things have changed a lot since the 70s.
Well, I know that they advertise on the TV for people. I know they put the
Not
adverts
over
on
here, they
the
don't.
adverts.
Not in the United States, they don't.
Over here, I've seen the adverts up. I've been invited.
Over here, it's still the same organization over here in the United States.
It's different over here now.
It's not like there's the only advertisement you get over here is for the York Rite, Scottish Rite hospitals. That's it. That's all you get. That's about the only advertisements. But anyway, guys, it's been fun.
All right,
mate. And I hope I disrupted enough to make it fun.
As always, mate. As always.
You know, But anyways, y'all have a great day.
Will do, mate. You take it easy. And regards to the missus, and we shall see you again.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go.
There you go.
Bye.
We can see him down the bottom there. So, yeah. See you later, mate.
He's right. Trying to go.
Okay, there you go. Yes, anyway. So, you're all right, mate?
Yeah.
We can talk now.
Yeah, we can, can't we? Yes. But yeah, I think all this business with ghosts and marrying ghosts and having sex with ghosts, I just think this is another sort of promote myself scenario. I mean, if you think about it, when you look on things like TikTok, you see all these people that are like, oh, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. I need your help to do this and I need your help to do that. And they actually sucker these people in to help them. And then all they do is just turn their backs on these people. So, you know, is it these people doing the same thing again? You know, are they doing it just for the likes, for the self-promotion? You know, sell your story to a newspaper. You know, if a newspaper's going to turn around and say, I'll give you 10 grand for your story, they're going to go, here's my purse, stick the money in it.
See, my thing is, if you know, it's all right making that money for a quick buck, but you've literally put yourself out there to be ridiculed and no one's ever going to take you serious ever again.
But if you're a person that's got nothing to lose in the first place,
they're the ones that I listen to, like in regards to all alien stuff and the conspiracy theories and the cryptozoology. It's the ones who've got absolutely no fucking reason to come out and say anything, no reason whatsoever. It's those that I listen to rather than the ones that go, look at me. Those ones who go, look at me.
Yeah, but on the flip side of the coin, though, you are going to get those people that may have spent their life being ridiculed because they may be extrovert. And sort of act and sort of be different to everybody else. So in that situation, if they would then be in that situation where they've got nothing to lose. So why not make up some strange story just to get some cash in, you know? Or I might as well make up a story and make some money out of it.
But it's like Travis Walton, though. I mean, I've seen a lot of interviews with the guy, and for years and years and years, he didn't try and make anything of it. He didn't want to talk about it. He was ridiculed and ostracized. And even when he came forward and said, yeah, this happened and that happened, he went to conventions and he didn't want the money. He said, no, I'll put my story out there, but I don't want anything from it. You know, it's only been like in the later years of his life, he's gone, fuck it. You know, I've had all this done. People are taking the piss out of me.
Yeah, I mean, he was an authentic case, and they even did polygraph tests to prove it. And the only one whose test was inconclusive was the other guy that didn't like him.
Yeah. That's right.
You know, so, you know, everybody else they were telling the truth.
Well, and there was, because even the sheriff there, when he came back, he was polygraphed and everything. And even the sheriff said he was credible, he was lucid, he wasn't after anything, he wasn't this. And like I say, I've seen a lot of things with him. I've seen a lot of stuff that you don't see on the TV, private interviews. And I think something genuinely happened to the guy. Yeah. And it's that stuff, you know yourself, that when it comes to not the power and not the ghost side of things, but the stuff that we do on the show, when we're not going mad and talking about people humping ghosts. It's that, and it's the quiet ones that you watch out for, and it's the quiet ones you listen to. You don't listen to the loud ones normally, as a rule. Yeah. But and one more thing before we disappear, because you look like you're hanging out your ass. I find choosing equipment quite challenging sometimes. What about you? Do you find it challenging getting the right equipment for the right job?
No. I get what I can afford. If I can't afford it, I don't get it.
But is that challenging in itself, trying to find a cheap source?
It can be. It can be. But like I said earlier on, at the end of the day, a lot of these older methods and cheaper methods that give out the same, if not better, results, the people aren't using them anymore. And there's no reason why you can't use things like cat balls. And nobody should be telling you not to use the cat balls. Because if you look on YouTube, I think it's YouTube and TikTok. I can't remember who they're called. Is it BPI? Investigators, they tried to debunk cat balls, and he was saying about. Excuse me.
What was that?
Oh, it was Ellen's iPad. Somehow I must have activated the voice thing. But he pulled apart one of these cat balls, and he said about the mechanism in the center that actually triggers the light is a little piece of aluminium, and it expands in heat.
Right. Yeah.
And that would make the light flash. There is a slight issue because of where the mechanism is. It's in the center of the ball, surrounded by air. So even if you were to put the cat ball in your pocket,
it would go
off. The warmth of your body would take a long time to get to that mechanism and heat it up. Aluminium will start expanding at 25 degrees centigrade.
Yeah.
But that's only
for those of you who don't know, that's 80 degrees Celsius.
So, no, 25 degrees centigrade or Celsius, the same thing. Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit. It's 80 degrees. Fuck it.
So it does take a fair bit of temperature. Now, we know for a fact that most people go out investigating at night.
Yeah.
So for us over here in the UK, it's very rarely ever going to be 25 degrees centigrade overnight.
Unless it's now.
If you've taken the cat ball out of your pocket and you've placed it on a cold concrete floor, there is no heat expansion. So it poo-poos that idea straight away, because nobody walks around with cat balls in their pockets and tells all their guests to keep an eye on your pocket just in case my balls start flashing. It doesn't happen.
Unless I keep looking at cat balls and dog balls here.
And like I say, if you can find the spiky ones, the rubber spiky ones that have the flash on them, they will stay still. They won't move. So again, that poo-poos the idea where they say, "Oh no, because it can still move." No, it can't. If they're the spiky ones, the spikes are causing their own standstill, so they're not going to just roll off.
Well, for those of you who are still watching and still with us, we'll bugger off and leave you to it in a minute. Those of you who want to get some of those cat balls that flash on motion and on heat and this, that, and the other, you can get a pack of 3 for $5.99 on eBay at the moment. You can get a pack of 5 for $11.99 on Amazon at the moment. That is
I think you can also get them in Poundland.
I'm sure I've seen them in Poundland.
I've seen them in Poundland before. And I think there's something like 2 for £1.
Yeah. Just type in motion activated balls or motion activated light balls.
On that side of things, I will say you try whatever you want to try. If you're going to go out investigating, do whatever you feel comfortable with doing. If you want to use cat balls
or anybody else.
No. If you want to use cat balls, use cat balls. If you want to use a piece of paper with a 2p coin on it and draw around it, do that. If you want to use flour and marbles, use flour and marbles.
I know people who do that, Don't listen. I was going to say one thing. Don't listen to people who aren't in the paranormal field, because you'll get a lot of people who aren't in the paranormal field and they'll try and tell you how to do stuff. Don't. If you're new to it, because everybody who comes into the field, you have to be new to it at some point. If you're new to it, you do what feels right for you. Experiment, try all different things until you find something you're comfortable with, and go to Wish, go to Temu, and go to Shein and get the cheap shit. I do. Wayne does. Lots of investigators do. Also, don't expect every single investigation to have something happen, because it doesn't. When you see all these people saying that every single investigation they go on, something happens, bollocks. No, doesn't happen at all. out of every 10, you maybe have, if you're lucky, you'll have half where something happens, or you may have 3/4 where you'll get like voice phenomena or something come through on the apps or something, but you won't actually have anything else. But 9 out of 10 times, not a lot happens. So
yeah, and I think the most expensive thing I've brought is the parabolics. The parabolic speaker, radar gun.
Oh, is that the
I paid £35 for that.
My night vision.
I've used it once, I've had it a month, and I've only used it once. But it's a piece of kit that I may use at some point.
Yeah. But
whether it will give out any credible evidence or not, it's another thing. But if you take it with you on a public event, it's a case of, well, whether somebody else wants to use it.
Yeah.
I would rather go out and buy the cheaper stuff, but it's a piece of equipment that I always wanted to have, and thought it may come in handy. And essentially, it is a bird watching tool.
Yeah.
It was never designed for anything else. It was designed for the bird watchers.
That's why his missus keeps slapping him, because he's always watching the birds with this.
To hear the calls of the birds. It only has an 8-second recording facility on it.
Really?
And it will only record that 8 seconds. Once you've recorded that 8 seconds, if you want to record again, it wipes over the previous recording. So you have to have an external, have a dictaphone or something next to it.
I'd rather use my finger.
And you can plug it into an external speaker.
Yeah.
Normally they come with headphones as standard, but you could plug it into an external speaker so that everybody can hear what that is coming up with.
If you remind me next week, I'll bring the night vision thing down, because it actually reminds me of, do you remember when we were kids, you had the Tomitronic 3D games?
Yeah.
Do you remember? It reminds me of that. It literally reminds me of that. And it's got
Shark Attack.
I had the alien one and the motorbike one. It was a bit like Tron. And it's literally like that. And you can press a button and you can record, because it's got a memory card in, and you can record, or you can take stills, and you can zoom in, zoom back out, and it's proper night vision and everything. It's really good, but it's quite cheap.
I mean, obviously, with that, you could have gone for the more expensive one where you would have a memory card in it and it would record a lot more stuff. But 35 quid, if I'm doing a public event and somebody takes it, they're the ones that are listening to it. It's a personal experience for them then. So if they hear something other than what they would normally have heard, then that's their own personal experience.
Well, I'm trying to get like different sites up, because what I'll do for everybody, I'll go onto the Facebook wall for the Dark Mirror Show, and I'll put the cheap sites up where you can buy cheap kit for yourself, and I'll stick it up on there, and you can go on there and have a look. And I'm just having a look, and it's Wish, Sheen, and Temu especially.
I got this off of Temu.
I nearly bought one of those, and I was like, is it any good?
I paid 89p for this.
Is it any good?
Not really. You can spend it charges pretty quickly, but then it loses power pretty quickly. But then for 89p, what do you expect?
You can't come like that, can you?
It's as light as anything.
But it is really, really light.
Is it?
It's got it's rechargeable batteries, so you've literally just USB port and charge it up. It literally takes about half an hour to charge fully. And 3 settings. You've got the full setting, the dim setting, the flash setting, and then you've got the LED strip there.
Yeah, that'll do for investigations, won't it?
It is quite good. It doesn't last sort of. I think it will give you about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of proper light on it before it starts going.
So not like my torch.
No, not
those
like
of you who don't know, my torch is famous in paranormal circles.
And when Marcus and Chloe last, that held its power for about a good hour and a half before it started to dim.
Oddly enough, that's what I just said.
I don't hear that.
It was about an hour and a half before it started dimming down. So, but I mean, you can get.
I take it you can't sleep.
Equipment, decent enough equipment, cheaper price. But it just annoys me when people turn around and go, no, don't use this, don't do that, you can't do that, don't do it this way, don't do it that way. At the end of the day, you do what you feel's better.
For those of you who are new to the paranormal world, just do what you want. Use what equipment you want and buy your own kit that's personal to you. Ignore everything.
Even for those that have been in it for a while, try new things. Don't always stick to what the growing craze is. You know, if someone starts using, I don't know, a baseball bat propped up against a wall, doesn't mean you've got to go out and buy a baseball bat.
Yeah.
You know, it's your own preferences. You do what you want to do.
Minimum kit, I would always say a torch, a decent torch, something to record video or stills on. I've got all these posh fancy cameras, but I use my phone because it's got the best camera on it. A K2 meter if you want to. You don't have to, but I like using a K2 meter because you can get good responses to it and you can use it to interact and talk. A voice recorder, digital preferably, and if you want, you can use one of the apps. That's it. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Really.
And then if you want to go down the old school route, then you go things like the piece of paper and the coins or a cross.
Yeah.
You know, we've got dowsing rods. We've got 2 Tibetan singing bowls because of the frequencies on them are supposed to assist with the energy. And then you got things like the rabbit hutch bells and cat toys and stuff like that. Just use anything that you think may work. I mean, who's to say there aren't ghosts of animals? You know, cat balls are there as a cat toy. So who's to say there isn't a ghost cat in a location that may trigger that ball?
Yeah.
Can I interject on that bit? I could have swore I've seen ghosts of animals. Like when we lived at Fairhead, I could have swore near enough every morning I saw bobbins at the back door.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If you can have ghost humans, there is no reason why you can't have ghost animals because they are living things. So when they pass over, there's no reason why they can't come back.
Why can't anything that's sentient or partially sentient, why can't there be a ghost or a spirit? I think all things that are sentient are spirits.
Yep.
You know, I don't think things that aren't sentient have spirits. They have an energy, but I don't think they have a spirit that as we know it.
Yeah. Just under a different guise.
Yeah, exactly. But I do think that pets, animals are family members. They all have spirits. All of them do. There's a ghost cat here from 2 previous tenants ago. There's her cat here. I have 3 black cats and a black and white cat. And every now and again, you'll see a black cat that's not mine out the corner of your eye, and you can look at it, and it'll walk across the front of it, and you're like, I always go, oh, even in shadow, and it's not my cat. So you know.
I mean, Ellen just said she used to see our dog Bobbins at the back door. Yeah. You know, and we didn't have her for long, did we?
3 months.
We only had her for 3 months before we found out the owner had overbred her and caused her God knows how many problems, and then she died on the operating table.
I hate people that do that.
And Ellen kept sort of spotting her at the back door, and we're like, okay, that's a bit strange. And every now and then you'd feel the impression on the bed, which was sort of like laying at the end of the bed. So there's no reason why animals can't have spirits. So you know, it's you would use something that would attract them.
Right. I think we shall call this a good night tonight because you've got your good lady there and yourself, and you look knackered. I look knackered. I'm busting for a wee wee. Hello, good lady. And I think, hello, good lady. I think
and I've sweated off about 2 ounces since.
Mate, my bollocks have rolled off down my leg, and they're along there. They're being used as cat balls.
The worst part is Ellen's made me feel so much better. She said to me this morning, she went, just to let you know, they've put out a heat warning for Corfu. And I went, right, it's height of summer. What temperature? She went, 42 degrees centigrade.
So you're going to come back black?
And I'm like, yeah. I'm either going to come back a rather roasted tone in colour.
You're going to be black, you're going to be crispy with burnt bits.
I am going to come back looking as skinny as a lamppost. because I will sweat that much. Every ounce of fat I've got on me is just going to go.
That's all I've done here for the last few days is just sweat and sweat and sweat. And every time I've done it, there's been an electrical storm.
Yeah.
And on that note, I'm going to piss myself if I don't go. So I will say thank you to everybody in the chat room here for joining us. Thank you to Mr. Wayne and everybody else who joined us in the live tonight. And Lady Ellen there. Hello. And hello.
Hello.
Hello. And everybody else. Hello. And everybody else who joined us chatting away tonight. And I think you'll probably see myself and Wayne popping up on somebody's shows in the week anyway, because we've already been asked to. So on that note, you will always come back as a walnut, Wayne. What? Who said that? Somebody said that. Who said that? Let me have a quick look before we go. Who is calling my bestie there a walnut? Let me have a look. It is.
I can't.
I don't know, because people don't log in on the thing. I never know who the fuck.
Yeah, but the thing is because it's been shown on various platforms now, I don't get to see all the messages because it depends on which platform it's on.
And of course, I can't see the show on here now. Well, why can I not see the show on here? That is bizarre. I'm on the Dark Mirror Radio Show wall. There it is. I just refreshed it. Right, that is Cliff Jones.
Oh.
Thank you, Cliff. Right, on that note, you gorgeous people, I will take you all later. Take you all later. I'll see you later.
See you all through the week, people.
Will do, mate. I'll catch up with you in a week anyway. All right, mate?
Yeah.
All right. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.